Chapter 6. A ghost! Charles started thinking. What was the best way of slipping around to the front of the house so he could grab his bike and take off for dinner? Sammy had ideas. He put a finger over his lips. Shh! It must be the ghost! Come on! Let's sneak up on him! Charles wasn't even sure how you can sneak on a ghost. But he knew one thing. He didn't want to try. Was he a chicken? Not really. He just wasn't at all interested in ghosts. If Sammy was, well, fine. We could sneak up on the ghost. The moaning sound continued, and Patches was started to sing along. Where did you go? Please play with me. Charles wondered if the new moaning they were hearing was probably coming from another lonely beagle in the neighborhood. So maybe they could introduce him to Patches. The dogs would become friends. No more loneliness. Problem solved. While Charles was thinking, Sammy had just tiptoed up onto the back of the porch. Charles could get a glimpse of him between the vines. Sammy was hunched over a window, staying low so he could peek over the window sill without being seen. Charles felt his heart pounding hard if he was the one up on that porch. Then suddenly Sammy jumped back and screamed. He ran down to the porch stairs. When he got back to Charles, his face was white. What was it? Was it a ghost? Charles could feel something had frightened Sammy. Sammy shook his head a little. No! He said, panting a little. Oh, lady! She's in there! She's painted the walls white! She's not... Charles was confused. She's a lady? But why is she moaning? She's not moaning, she's singing. Again, her back was to me so I could see that she's wearing headphones and singing along. You know that always sounds so weird. Charles did. Lizzie always sang along like she was wearing her headphones. Dad always said she sounded like a lovesick moose. Anyways, Sammy glanced over his shoulder and looked back at the house. I bet she's gonna come out after the porch. I think she heard me scream when I ran off the porch. Yikes, maybe a ghost would have been safer. Charles was about to suggest they made a run for it when the door of the haunted house slammed open. A young woman was on the porch. She was wearing light pants and a light t-shirt, all splattered with different colors. She was tall and she looked strong. Noelle! Sammy said, staring in disbelief. Sammy? Is that you? The young woman stared back. I don't believe it! Sammy gasped. Me neither. I haven't seen you since Gran's birthday. She was smiling. Oh, you've grown 2 inches. What's going on? Charles asked. That's my cousin! Sammy pointed at the woman. Her name's Noelle. She's way older than any of my cousins. She's already finished cousins. Noelle laughed. I'm not that old. This is my friend Charles, said Sammy. He lives next door. Hi, Charles. Noelle smiled and waved. She looked back at Sammy. So, that you were looking in the windows. Come in if you're curious. I'll give you a tour. Sammy and Charles looked curious. Charles knew he was supposed to go into a stranger's house, but he was alone, and Noelle was no longer a stranger. She was Sammy's cousin. A minute later, the boys were standing in the middle of an empty room looking at 2 splotches of paint, agreeing with Noelle that historical ivy looked better than... Oh, sorry. and clamshell line. I'm a renominator, Noel said to the boys. That means I find old houses like this and fix them up. Then I sell them to people who appreciate them. Cool, said Charles. But did you hear that this house is haunted? Noel laughed. Yeah, I heard. They say that about every abandoned house, and I'm used to it. Besides, ghosts ain't real, so it doesn't scare me at all. Charles liked that. He didn't decide there were no ghosts either. Well, we thought there was a ghost, but Sammy said, but then the howling we heard turned out to be that adorable beagle from next door, Noel nodded. I know. That poor little guy is so sad and lonely. It breaks my heart to hear him cry. That's why I was wearing my headphones. All three of them went into the garage and looked up at Patches, who was giving out them a pound in a moment. He was lying fast asleep on the garage door and then woke up with a sad look on his face. His name's Patches. Can you... Woo! Believe the way those people treat him, Charles said. They never give him any attention. But we found out that ignoring a dog isn't against the law, Charles said. They explained about their visit with Miss Dobbins. We're here to keep an eye out, Sammy told Noel, to make sure nothing bad happens to Patches. Oh, that's a good idea, kiddo, Noel said. I'll keep an eye out, too. Just wish there was something we could do. I really feel sorry for the little dude. Noel took the... Oh my gosh. My eyes are watering. Well, I was out in the hot, sticky sun all day, so that's why. Noel showed Charles like climbing up the ladder and going through a trapdoor. Sammy said that Noel said it would make a great guest bedroom. She explained about fixing the house up. Charles had a feeling that, like Patches, Noel was a little lonely. It must be hard to work all by yourself, preparing an old empty house. Noel's really nice, said Sammy as they were biking home. Said Charles as they were biking home. Oh, she's great, said Sammy. I remember she once wrote a letter to the newspaper about this great big tree near my grandma's house we used to climb. The electric company was gonna cut it down, but her letter made them think again. That tree is still here to this very day. That made Charles think. He felt so bad about Patches. Just like Noel, he wished there was something to do to help the little puppies. Now he remembered what Miss Dobbins had said about teaching people the right way to treat dogs. There was a way he could help. When he got home, Charles took Buddy out for another play session. He and the puppy ran and tumbled and played with a toy snake. The whole time Patches was Charles was thinking about Patches and how the beagle puppy would love to play games like Buddy. After dinner that night, Charles went straight to the computer and worked for a long time. It would not have taken quite long, except he kept getting interrupted by Buddy, who kept looking for attention, then by the bean, who came in looking for Buddy, and then Lizzie, who came to bathe and groom the bean for his bedtime. What are you doing? She asked Charles. She tried to sneak a quick peek at when he was writing on the computer. Charles was too quick for her. He turned away from the screen so Lizzie couldn't see. Lizzie was always nosy about everything, but this was Charles' idea, and he wanted to see if he could do it by himself. So he was all like, I want to educate the public, and he wouldn't tell Lizzie anymore, no matter how much she begged.